what's up everyone, and welcome to a new episode of First Time Recycling. We got myself Hiro here, and welcome to Simi Valley, beautiful Simi Valley. It's Memorial Day weekend, and I also have my bike here. I'm going to be testing it out on the road. If you guys follow our Strava, this is ride number 2. The first ride that I did, the camera malfunctioned, so the footage came out all messed up. So this is the second time that I'm going to be riding this. On the first ride I noticed some issues with the drivetrain. The new cassette with the old chain, it was like making some grinding noises, so I lubed the chain. Hopefully it'll be better this round. But anyways, gonna head out. It's nice, gonna enjoy this weather. All right, woo. So on this ride, what I'm going to compare is this bike converted as roadworthy, and comparing it to my past road bike and seeing how, basically just seeing if it's doable. I will break down the differences that I'm noticing, and you guys can decide whether this could be something you're willing to do, or just cave in and have a road bike and a mountain bike. I mean, nothing wrong with that either. Whew. So right off the bat, you're gonna notice between a road bike and a mountain bike, the gear ratios are different, obviously. You're gonna notice your top speed is definitely lower. So when you're going downhill, you pretty much just have to just coast. You can't speed up any faster than what you're already going, depending on your gear ratios. I mean, you could always change it, but then you're gonna suffer on the uphills, plus the added weight of the bike compared to a road bike. So that's one thing. Does it bother me? Nope. I don't need to be speeding down hills. I'll just let it coast. I want to mention another thing. The comfort of riding a mountain bike on the road is phenomenal, because you have, I mean, depending on if you have a full suspension or a hardtail, but going on like off jumps, hitting like these little breaks in the concrete, anything, it just is absorbed by not just the tires, but also the suspension. It makes riding feel so comfortable compared to a road bike, where it's rigid front and rear, and you just take that whole hit, full hit. That could be a positive or a negative depending on your style, because with the shock absorption, that definitely takes away from the pedal power when you're climbing or whatever, just pedaling. But the trade-off for me is worth it. See that hill up there? That's gonna be fun. So just a tip before we take on this hill here, if you're a beginner rider and you're trying to make it up this hill, or make it up any hill, if your heart starts pounding, back off, slow down, or even take a break. You don't want your heart to be pounding. I used to think that it was okay. Then I found out that it's actually bad. It makes your heart grow bigger, and it can possibly lead to a heart attack. Whew. All right, I'm on my lowest gear. So for a mountain bike, what I noticed comparing it between a road bike and a mountain bike, due to the gear ratio difference, of course, and the weight difference, this spinning gear that I have, I don't know what ratio it is, but you won't get this on a road bike unless you change the front chainring to something really small. But then, just like a mountain bike, you'll lose top end speed. So this allows me to stay on a constant cadence, so I'm not overworking. Climbing slowly, but not overworking. You're in it for the workout. This is good. The way I see it is, if I'm comfortable, I'll be able to ride far. Also, another thing, on a road bike, the bar length and the bar type is totally different than a mountain bike. What I can see as an advantage on a road bike bar is you have the dropper bars to help with downhill stability and for climbs, because then you'll be in a different body positioning that'll help push down the cranks. On a mountain bike, you're upright, you're catching the wind, you're slowing yourself down by like parachuting, in a sense, the wind. And on a road bike, you're more aerodynamic, cutting through the wind. But like I said, depending on you, if you're just in it for the exercise and you want the added comfort of being on an upright seating position, comfortable, full suspension mountain bike, I would totally do it. These tires, by the way, are phenomenal. I'm loving these tires. They also have the added protection. Forget what it's called exactly, but it's some sort of a guard from spikes along the center part of the tire, so to avoid puncture, which is good because you don't want to be on the side of the road trying to patch a tire or change a tube when you should be riding, right? Yeah. Oh, old school Integra. Long time no see. If you guys don't know, Alvin and I are huge car guys. And we have another channel called First Timers. I'll link the channel in this video, but you could also scroll down on the home page of First Timers Cycling and visit the page from there. Yep, we like to have fun. Whew. The drivetrain is starting to shift on its own, so it's not as good as I thought. When I'm putting a load on it, I'm feeling it skip to the next gear. So perhaps the chain is too long or stretched, or it's just so worn out that I need to change the chain. I know it's recommended, changing the chain along with a cassette or any kind of sprocket change. Even on a motorcycle, same thing. But cost was of the concern. Is it doable? Yeah, it's doable. Is it quiet and completely efficient? No. But are you willing to deal with that for under $500? I am. You want to consider me cheap? Yep. Still having fun. That's all that matters. If you guys notice, I'm shifting gears a lot, going up and down because there's like slight rolling hills here. I'm climbing, I'm going downhill, climbing, going downhill. But I'm able to keep a consistent speed, which is great. I might beat my time from last week when I did this ride for the first time. We'll see on my Strava. Well, speaking of Strava, if you guys want to follow, the link's in the description. We got Facebook, Instagram, Strava. We have a TikTok, but I haven't messed with that in a long time, so sort of inactive, but feel free to join it if you feel. All right, so what else can I think of that I'm noticing? Road bike being light, it should be obvious comparison, this mountain bike's going to be way heavier than a road bike. So climbing, you'll feel so much lighter on a road bike. But that's very obvious. If you're considering converting your mountain bike to be roadworthy, I guess what you need to consider is, do you care about the weight? Do you just want to exercise, or do you want to go distance? Because with the added weight, you're not going to go as far until you build up that endurance. Comfort, if I want to compare comfort, by far the mountain bike with full suspension is way more comfortable than a road bike, where you will feel every bump, crack, rock, anything, dip, pothole, you name it, you'll feel it through the frame into your body. One thing to note is my suspension front and rear are open. I don't even have it on climbing mode because I don't feel the need to. Really don't feel the need to. Kind of curious how this bike will feel in the canyons. Good old Santa Susana Pass. Perhaps one day I will ride to Alvin's or my parents' house, which would be a pretty good distance to see how I feel going there and back home. Granted, on a road bike, Alvin and I have cleared 60 miles and we were dead tired. If I can do something anywhere close to that on this bike, I would say go for it if you're considering it. If you don't need to go fast on flats, I think it's totally worth it. Got a little bit of headwind slowing me down. So that's where being aerodynamic on a road bike would help, because with my arms spread like this on the bar, I am catching that wind. If you have a mountain bike and only have a mountain bike, you don't have room to store 2 bikes, you know, whatever your reason to have only one bike, if it's a mountain bike, you could definitely make it roadworthy. And for cheaper than buying a road bike, especially entry level, and then have to upgrade the components because they're so expensive for the higher component bikes. Downhill speed is another thing that I want to comment on. Granted, this bike is heavier, I should be going faster, but due to the riding position again, it slows you down. I think the road bike will go way faster, but to be honest, anything above 40 miles an hour and not wearing like a leather jacket and leather pants, I just imagine if I fall, it's gonna hurt. I ride a motorcycle and I don't feel comfortable riding without protection, meaning leather jacket and some good padded jeans, like jeans that are meant for riding motorcycles. I don't care if it's hot. I'll wear a mesh jacket if I have to, but as long as I have that, I'll feel better. But skin, not so good. There's a trail up ahead that I've ridden multiple times. Once on this bike, but multiple times on my other bike before the e-bike conversion. One of these days, I'll see if Alvin's down to ride it. It's a nice trail. Lots of exploring to do there. But yeah, just enjoy the hub sound of the BUCKLOS rims. hopefully you guys are enjoying this episode. If you guys are, please feel free to smash that like and let me know if you guys want more episodes like these. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Woo! All right, great ride. Cannot complain. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, stay tuned to our next episode. Yeah, woo! Peace.